What's happening, crew? Here to introduce the second round of 3 exercises for the March Movement Core Fitness Challenge that we've got going on. This one, of all the ones that we have, this one is really challenging. I don't know. You can tell me, maybe it's just me. Um, but yeah, it's rough. So the first series, the windmill and the A-frame and all of that, I felt really good. Like it's work on the side and the hips, but it feels good because it's stretchy. And you have a lot of lengthening to do and breathing into it. And this one is just a really focused workout for the rectus abdominis, the transverse abdominis, all this stuff in here, the serratus muscles. Look at me, all technical, all jargon with you. Anyway, yeah, yeah. So it's going to be a reverse crunch, and I don't really know why it's a reverse crunch. It's still a crunch. You're just anchoring a different point. But anyway, reverse crunch, total body crunch, and then a jackknife leg lift. And the this is about having a different anchor point. So when you do a regular crunch, the anchor point is the base of the spine, and you're curling up there. This is staying, and then you're curling up. Okay, so with the reverse crunch, the anchor point is actually your shoulder blades, and you're curling your hip bones towards your rib cage rather than your rib cage toward your hip bones in a regular crunch. So that's for both the jackknife leg raises and the reverse crunch. And that total body crunch, the anchor point is actually the mid to low back, and you're curling up both sides from there. I'm trying to think of like an animal that does it, like a roly poly, right? So they curl in on themselves this way, but this is sticking out. Is that make sense to anybody? No, just me? Okay. Yeah, probably just me. Anyhow, same deal. You've got 3 exercises. Set your timer for 1 minute a piece. So you can do 1 minute on, have a 10 or 15-second rest, stretch it all out, and then come right back and do it. As I said, this is a tough one. So for your reverse crunch, okay, get an anchor point. Like if you need support on that lower back, put the hands down here. Hands underneath the hips is the most support you can give yourself. Hands by your side is less support. Palms up is even less. And then if you take your arms out of the equation, that's even less. Okay, so now if I've got my hands here, I've got 2 anchor points. So I go from here and I've got my crunch, and my anchor point is my palms and kind of that middle, upper, lower, whatever part of my back right underneath my shoulder blades right here. So I can make it a little tougher, touch my heels down, but don't release the abs, right? So you can touch your heels down and let everything go. And then my lower back pulls up from the floor. Like, I don't know if you can see how much of my hand I can get underneath there. Now I want a little bit of curve in my spine because that's how your spine is, right? So you don't want to totally flatten it out until you're doing your crunch, but I don't want to just relax everything. So I want you to keep your belly button pulled in, keep a little bit of tension here. Like again, if you've got a feel on yourself, go ahead and do that and see where you feel that tension, right? I actually don't feel it a whole lot like right here, but man, this and this all working. So that reverse crunch, touch the heels down, actively resist the pull away from the floor, and then come up. And trying not to use momentum. Like I can just throw my legs back and woo, this is a lot of fun. Okay. But that has nothing to do with anchoring anything. So hands underneath the hips, anchor, pull the belly button in here. Right. Like if you feel yourself scooting back along the floor, that's too much momentum. So you want to try to stay in place. Now that total body crunch, now I'm going to bring my hands up over my head again as I extend out. You can extend out and drop your feet, totally fine. All right, but I'm going to extend out and keep my legs off the floor a little bit. That total body crunch, I can come in here and press my lower back to the ground, and I'm curling everything towards that center point. Or I can let it go and then crunch my elbows to my knees here. All right. That is your total body crunch. And that jackknife leg lift, again, right? This is the most support you can give yourself. Anchor those shoulder blades, right? Here, do not let your feet touch the ground so you can keep that tension on the transverse abdominis and actively press the shoulders into the ground as well. And gonna come up and then lift the hips off the floor. So stopping straight up, push the heels straight up, right? And again, I can do that without that extra anchor. Like this one, man, you can really feel it on those, it's serratus there, intercostal type of like rib muscles there. Do we got it? Reverse crunch, total body fold in, and a jackknife leg lift. Just remember, don't rock yourself too much. Yeah, we got it. That's it. Awesome. So that is the second grouping of exercises. So this is day 2. Bam.